What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here. In this one, we got some huge news on the NCAA and college sports as a whole, as revenue sharing will be coming to college sports and schools will be able to pay their players directly. Gonna be going over why this is huge news for Michigan. Plus, Will Johnson speaks on the Michigan defense and Wink Martindale. And we also got some recruiting news on a couple of top offensive line targets and a new potential flip target. It's all going to be in this video and more, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so the first thing I did want to talk about in this video is some big news going on around not only college football but all of college athletics in the NCAA, as the NCAA and the power conferences are moving forward with a multi-billion-dollar settlement agreement that will allow schools to directly pay players for the first time in the history of college sports. The NCAA will be paying over $2.8 billion in damages over 10 years, and yes, revenue sharing is going to be a thing in college athletics that is supposed to be starting in fall 2025. So this is some big time news for Michigan, but all of college athletics as well, as colleges will now be able to pay their own college athletes. Now obviously former Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh, he had been arguing for revenue sharing for years now, and obviously Michigan, they are all for revenue sharing, and for a school like Michigan that can generate huge amounts of money, this is certainly a good thing for them. Now it is going to be up to the schools as to how they want to distribute the money. Now there's a lot to sort out, a lot more information to come out and details to come out later in the future, but there also could be Title IX implications that could come into play as well. It could be a complicated issue for a lot of the schools, including Michigan, but for schools like Michigan who are lacking behind NIL, especially on the recruiting trail, the new revenue sharing should definitely level the playing field. Now, under the new procedures, schools will directly pay athletes around $20 million annually per school beginning in 2025, and around 22% of annual revenue generated by power conferences will be paid to the athletes. So this is some big news. Obviously Michigan, they are the fourth most revenue, or they had the fourth most revenue among college athletic departments nationally in 2024, with $210,652,287, only behind Ohio State, Texas, and Alabama. So this is some big news not only for Michigan but all of college athletics. Let me know what you guys think about this and what your thoughts are on all of that. You may be seeing a big change in college athletics, especially in college football, but as far as from Michigan's standpoint, it should definitely level the playing field for them on the recruiting trail and NIL. And then moving on here, I did want to talk about what Will Johnson said on Wink Martindale and his defense, as he had a conversation with Sam Webb, Devin Gardner, and Daniel Horton on steady dropping dimes. He said with Coach Martindale, he's got his own style, but it's the same defense, but obviously he has his own way of running it, so it's getting on the same page of the things we excel at as players on our team, knowing our personnel, knowing the type of things he likes. He said he's a little more aggressive in the spring. He wanted to see what we can do because he already knew based off the film and what Coach Minter was able to do with us. But he said, I'm excited to see how it goes. I think it's going to be fun to see, fun to play for. That's what Will Johnson had to say about Wink Martindale and the Michigan defense. Michigan, it was key for them and Sharon Moore to go and get a coach that could run the same style of defense, and he obviously got the mastermind and the guy who created that type of defense out of Wink Martindale. So very excited to see the defense next season for Michigan. Should be one of the best in college football, no doubt. Will Johnson also spoke on Jair Hill and Zeke Berry. He said, I'll start off with Zeke. He had a tremendous spring. Even Coach Wink said he can be an All-American this year if everything keeps going how it has been. And he said Jair, he made that next step that he needed to take going into this offseason, so he's got to stay down and do all the hard work he needs to put in this offseason, be committed to it, and he'll be where he needs to be. I'm excited to see it. That's what Will Johnson had to say on steady dropping dimes with Sam Webb and Devin Gardner and Daniel Horton. And now let's go ahead and talk about some recruiting breaking news around Michigan football, and we got some news on the offensive line as the 2025 4-star and top 100 recruit Douglas Utu is going to be taking an official visit to Michigan on May 31st through June 2nd, according to Zach Libby of the Wolverine. It's obviously from Bishop Gorman High School in Las Vegas, Nevada, ranked 65th nationally on 24/7 Sports composite rankings, and he is one of the 3 Bishop Gorman offensive linemen that Michigan is going after, as they're going after S.J. Alafatui, who will also be official visiting Michigan June 7th through the 9th, and Ale Kalanivalu, he will be officially visiting Michigan June 14th through the 16th. Michigan, they do currently have 1 offensive lineman committed in the 2025 class out of the in-state 4-star prospect Avery Gatch. And again, Michigan did have a big offensive line class last class, the 2024 class, so they're probably only going to take about 3 or 4 offensive linemen this class. But another offensive lineman that will be taking an official visit to Michigan is the 2024 4-star offensive lineman Hardy Watts from Dexter High School in the state of Massachusetts, as he will be taking an official visit to Michigan on June 21st. He is another top offensive line target for Michigan in the 2025 class. He is ranked 227th nationally on 24/7 Sports composite rankings. Right now, Michigan does lead with a 56% chance to land him, according to the recruiting prediction machine on 3. We also got news on a new potential flip target for Michigan in the 2025 class, and that is the 2025 4-star cornerback Shamari Earls, who is currently committed to South Carolina, as he committed last month. He's from the state of Virginia, goes to Thomasdale High School, and is ranked 68th nationally on 24/7 Sports rankings. But according to E.J. Holland of the Wolverine, new Michigan secondary coach Lamar Morgan has made his way to see Shamari Earls on the recruiting trail. He watched him work out, also met with his family, and Michigan is making him a priority. And it seems like Michigan should be able to get a visit from Earls, but there's also other schools going after him like Georgia. But getting him on campus for a visit is now Michigan's and Lamar Morgan's next big step. So a new potential flip target for Michigan in the 2025 class. And we did recently just talk about an update on running back recruiting in the 2025 class for Michigan in our previous video, so make sure go ahead and watch that video if you missed that part. But yeah, some big news around NCAA college athletics, and it's definitely some big news for the future of Michigan athletics and the football program, as again, revenue sharing should definitely level the playing field as far as NIL and teams like Michigan lacking behind NIL. And again, let me know in the comment section down below your guys' thoughts on all of that, and also if you guys have any questions on it, leave them down below. But with that, that's gonna wrap up today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you guys go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more if you are new around here. I'd greatly appreciate it. But other than that, we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.